Howdy, y'all. Hope everything is going well today in your morning, your evening, your night, or wherever you may be. So, I wanted to just go ahead and just have a good time for a video, and that's because, Friday my video is going to be a little bit more informative, a little bit more of like a lesson, sort of like a teaching thing, coaching, if you will, on content creation. And then on Monday, I made my video a little bit more like of a rant and sort of like a update. Well, I wanted to sort of have a good time with you all and sort of give you a good time to relax and have a good time while my friend and I continue this Baldur's Gate run. And I we're gonna go back into the theater chronicles. Obviously I've talked with y'all before that theater for me is something that I mean, obviously I've done it before, but it's very interesting, right? There's always different things that I can do, and I have stories and all that stuff, and so I wanted to go ahead and bring that up to y'all because there's one specific event. I don't want to say story because this event has multiple stories, and I've got about 9 minutes to cut this down, and frankly, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but we're gonna wing it. So when it comes down to this sort of idea, all right, I have to like find a way to do this without exposing anyone. So there was this event, this junior sort of theater event where a lot of people basically they traveled to to a city, and we all performed like a quick 15-minute 15-minute segment of a show. So at the time this was during Frozen, and so everyone was doing Frozen, and it was annoying, but y'all don't realize, okay? I mean, I'm in college. I've mentioned that before, and I'm in a fraternity as well. So, here's something that you don't really realize: parties that like a fraternity will throw, or that you see in college, nothing, literally nothing compared to theater parties, y'all. I mean, these things are crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy. And it's there's really no way to describe it. I mean, if you go to say one of these parties, you are going to be I don't want to say impressed. Like it's mind-boggling how different these parties are. Well, a friend of ours, and still a friend to this day, wonderful photographer. And so he goes to this party. It was an after party. It was like day 2, maybe, or day 3. We were there for 4 days. It's like maybe day 2, maybe day 3. And this event was it was fine, but it was like this rave. I mean, it was a literal freaking rave. And I mean, this individual that I'm talking about, he's like maybe 5 foot, maybe even shorter. And he just starts dancing. I mean, like a madman, he'll start dancing. And we never knew he could dance, first off, okay? But he starts dancing all around, and he goes crazy. I mean, people are cheering him on. It becomes like a full-on circle, like one of those, it was a dance circle. And people were gathering around him. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my. Like, how is this being so successful? Because like I said, I'm standing here, and I mean, I'm not a big party guy, right? That's just not for me. I'm not a big party guy. But I'm watching him like gather around. I mean, this guy, someone we thought would probably like never wanted to be in a relationship, is now being gathered by like both girls and guys alike are just gathering around him. And, I mean, takes off his shirt and starts throwing it around. And I'm like, what did this turn into, like, what did this turn into? Now, that's all that happened, but I'm thinking to myself, what in the world is going on, you know? And, you know, this party ends, and seeing all that, by the way, no one is drinking. Well, no one that I knew was drinking, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, what is happening? Well, you know, then we go to a Waffle House, okay? It's about, I don't know, 1 a.m. We go to this freaking Waffle House, and, I mean, the Waffle House was fine, but we show up, and, you know, something that, let's just, I'm not going to say who it is, because, like I've mentioned before, you can easily find out who I am, if you really want to, by going through the videos, so I'm not going to say who it was, but there was a current pop star who was, performing at this festival, before she got famous, and she is at the Waffle House, and I'm like, huh? What? Very chill person, and I still talk to her to this day, but I'm thinking to myself, why are you here? You know, like, you got to perform on the stage, you know, you were here, it was a great time, like I said, before she got famous, and then, I mean, she was just a chill person, but it was just her. I mean, she was by herself. She was like, yeah, no, I just didn't want to go to the party. And I'm thinking, honestly, I can't even blame you. I mean, I don't want to go to the party either. And I got to talk to her, and I got to have a good time with her. And, you know, it's shocking the amount of people you don't really realize are in theater. I mean, this was just one person, but I've met many people, many famous actors and singers from theater, and it's because they show up to some of these events, right? I mean, it's back to their roots of where they started. I mean, let's say Hugh Jackman, for example, right? Started out in Broadway. Neil Patrick Harris started out in Broadway. You know, whether you hate him or you love him, point is they started out on Broadway, started out in musical theater, and I've met them. You know, I've met some of these guys, and it's interesting the environment that surrounds musical theater and stuff like that. And I just kind of wanted to bring it up because, like, it's a fever dream. This whole event was a fever dream, and I have so many stories about it. You know, I'm in a weird spot. Like, I have 2 minutes left in this video, and I don't particularly have time to go into another story. But it just, like, y'all ever been at an event or at, like, have a day and it's just a total fever dream? I mean, the event itself was a fever dream. This was a 4-day long fever dream. Okay, like, there was no sleeping. We listened to Let It Go like at least 30 times. You know, met one of the most famous pop stars out there today, who is just such a nice person. You know, one of my friends ate paper the entire trip, and, like, I mean, y'all, having events like that, I feel like are canon in life to actually enjoy life, you know, and like I said, sober. I mean, there were no drugs, no alcohol involved. This is just purely, like, sleep deprivation, a bunch of people at a random trip in a random city with a bunch of other random people, and I don't know, maybe theater kids are just a different breed, but, like, it's that sort of thing, and it's so interesting to think about how different and how crazy these sort of things are when you have these types of fever dreams or whatever they are. But point is, you know, hopefully you enjoyed that little story. I don't know, maybe I'll continue this on and I'll talk about some of the other things that happened at that event, but I don't know, I guess if I had to make a life lesson with this, is, like, don't discount, like, the fever dream-esque days that you have, because they are some of the best things that you'll ever have, and like, the memories you can get from them, as wild as they are some, like, the best things, you know. And this was before college for me. I have other stories from college too, but I mean, it proves that, you know, It's always going to be there. It's just a matter of, are you going to accept it, right? And you don't have to be a party person to enjoy them, right? I'm not a big party guy, and yet I still have these different thoughts and these different things that I've went to. So, anyways, hopefully y'all enjoyed that. I'm gonna end this one early because, like I said, I don't want to. I don't have the same issue that I've had before, where this video goes into like 15 minutes or whatever. But and in this video, as you get to see the Dream Visitor, who if you've never played Baldur's Gate, I won't spoil it, but not many people like the Dream Visitor, which is why I skipped to the cutscene. But other than that, thank you all very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.